And we're live.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. So excited to be here. It's been so long.
Too long.
It's been too long. We need to do more of these. Annual thing. We were just talking about this, but 2023 has gone by so fast. But
terrifying.
It's crazy. The fastest year of my life.
Truly.
It's insane. But it's June now. We're starting the month off strong with some reading sprints. If you couldn't tell by our lovely thumbnail and the pictures of us sobbing,
I can't wait.
We are reading Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover.
I have it on my Kindle.
Yes. If you are also reading this book, amazing. Read along with us. But I'm excited. It's been a while since I've dove into a Colleen Hoover book. And it's really funny because I just saw a video of someone like trashing Colleen Hoover right before these sprints because I was on YouTube. It's like perfect timing. You gotta love some CoHo trash.
Exactly.
But
we don't judge here whether you love her or you hate her.
Exactly.
We're still gonna read her.
Either way, honestly, I'm kind of understanding people, so it's like a guilty pleasure at this point.
100%.
But I'm gonna quick do a little picture for the Insta story. That's not the right Instagram account. Hang on. All right.
Everyone smile.
Get ready. I'm gonna get the book in here too. Cute. Gotta tell people that we're live.
Had to take a picture before we're both either sobbing or angry.
Yep, exactly.
I know.
When we're happy. We gotta remember when we were happy.
But if we get a new screenshot of us both crying, we'll be picking our next Colleen Hoover book to read together. But that'll be the thumbnail.
Yeah, that'll be perfect because then it'll be a screenshot of a live. And we will be sobbing. And, sometimes books just have to make you sob. But
the DMs we had together last time during Reminders of Him were peak.
Yes. The waves of emotion just... I love that book, honestly.
It's still really good. I wonder what book is this in her, whole journey?
Right. I remember she posted that, chart, and I saved it.
Oh, that's smart.
And, yeah, I was like, this is getting too much to keep up with. Where did I put that, though?
Because Reminders of Him at the time was her newest release.
Right. Ugly Love sits next to It Ends With Us on here. Okay. I don't know if there's an order for that, but it looks like it's going from newest and the oldest are first, so it might be one of her earlier ones. Let me look at
this book could be absolute trash.
This is 2014.
Oh, okay. So throwback.
So it's a little bit of a throwback. We're almost a decade away from that book.
So we'll see.
Ew, that sounded so disgusting to say. A decade away from 2014.
That's honestly scary. I don't want to think about it.
That's insane. Yeah. And this is just one of her standalone books. This is not part of her series.
Good. Things. I want to get your reaction to the first line of the book because it's sitting right in front of my face and I'm like, what are we getting ourselves into?
Hang on. Live reactions real quick.
Live reaction. What?
Somebody stabbed you in the neck, young lady.
Done.
What a great way to start a romance.
Seriously. Jenna and I were talking before we went live that both of us have seen so much about this book, but we still don't know exactly what is going to happen.
I don't know what that even means. I don't know anything.
No idea.
I go into my books blind so much, and that's why I always have a problem with talking about a TBR or wrap ups. I don't have words. Here's my rating. Here's the book. There you go.
Right. It's either I like the cover, I saw someone that I love read it, or I can't get away from it.
And if it was like the plot or anything about the book, I go so long, like putting a book on my TBR and then reading it. Like that time span is so long for me. So by the time I get to reading, I'm like, okay, I don't remember what this book is about. I haven't looked at the back, and I haven't looked at any blurbs about it since first putting it on my TBR.
Right.
So who knows what I'm getting myself into? Who knows why past me wanted to read this? Like,
so I started Fourth Wing yesterday, which is absolutely everywhere. And I think that's the first time in a while that I've actually gone into a book knowing what I'm getting into.
Yeah.
School of Dragons.
When's the last time I did that? I'm trying to think. Honestly, I don't even know the last time I went into a book kind of knowing what's going on. Like, fully having read, like, anything on the back or anything. That's also why I suck at reading blogs, because then I don't know what is spoiler and what's not.
Yeah. Yeah, I can understand that.
At what point did they stop talking about what happened?
Right. And some blurbs just give off way too much information. And it's like, I even read the first quarter of the book.
Right. It feels like there's have you watched Catfish? It's an MTV. Yeah. Sometimes they give up so much in like the little like thing at the beginning. And I'm like, okay, do I even keep watching this? No.
Right.
And then that's how blurbs sometimes feel. I'm like, okay, you could have stopped here, not here.
Or I feel like the preview of like a new episode is like, it builds it so much. And then by the time you finish the episode, it's like, that really wasn't what you advertised, but okay.
Exactly. You're like, okay, that was not what I thought I was getting myself into. But my coworker and I were talking about the new Barbie movie. And she felt the same way. She was like, the first trailer was amazing. Like, ooh, okay, I'm just here for the Barbie vibes, all these actors, whatever. And then the second one comes out, and she's like, okay. The whole plot was just, like, thrown at me.
Yeah. I feel like I've been seeing that movie advertised so much that I'm so surprised it's not even out yet.
I know. It still has, like, a month left.
Yeah, because I remember when, like, all of Instagram were doing the Barbie trend. That was, like, 2 months ago.
Yeah. Now the Barbie trend's not even a thing, and this movie still has to come out yet.
Right. I feel
it's crazy.
And they just dropped like one of the songs that's featured in the movie.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, I don't really like it. I'm just like, you could have stayed with the original Barbie girl, and everyone would have been
exactly. And I mean, this is for like the people who are now adults or like young adults, because they were kids when the Barbie came out and everything, or like was still a thing.
What's your favorite Barbie movie?
Oh my gosh. Princess and the Pauper. Classic. Those songs are stuck in my head all the time. And Swan Lake.
Yes, Swan Lake and the Rapunzel were my favorite. But Swan Lake, I would replay.
The Swan Lake one is just like every part of detail about it is just like engraved in my brain. Like
peak childhood.
Like,
I would like to go back to those days, please and thanks.
Yeah, exactly. That, and then my sister was her age that was watching like Barbie's Life in the Dream House instead of like anything else. And so even that is like engraved in my brain. And the theme song.
I'm just now getting my little sister to watch like Hannah Montana and stuff.
Oh my gosh.
But she had never seen Hannah Montana. She doesn't know what Drake and Josh is. I'm like, sometimes I forget how much older I am than you are.
It's so sad how like babies and everything, like little kids are just growing up on completely different television. But
we were talking the other day, and I was talking about Camp Rock, and I was like, oh my God, you were born a few months after Camp Rock came out. How sad for you.
The fact that she wasn't even alive.
I know.
That's crazy. That's insane. I keep forgetting that Frozen came out in 2013. And it still feels like such a recent movie.
Right.
But I was 8 years old or 9 years old or something like that. Like, that's insane to me.
Yeah, I was 13 when that came out. And I feel like no one come for me. But I don't think I've seen the full thing. Like, I've seen scenes of it. And I definitely haven't seen Frozen 2.
I've seen both a bunch of times because I babysit.
Mm-hmm.
And the little girl just is constantly frozen, 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 frozen. Or we have to listen to Let It Go.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's at the movie or the song, and that's it.
Let It Go was that song for like 2 years straight.
It was. And then everyone was doing covers of it, and it was like being played everywhere, and nobody could stop singing it.
Mm-hmm.
It was a whole thing, and now it's Encanto.
Yeah. Which also haven't seen that one.
I haven't seen that. There's so, like, now, all the movies that people are talking about are just nope.
Oh, except for The Little Mermaid. I want to see that so
I need to see
bad.
that still. Mm-hmm.
I used to watch Chloe and Halle when they did YouTube covers.
Yeah.
So I'm just a big fan of both of them.
I'm so excited to watch it, and especially because Melissa McCarthy's in it.
Mm-hmm. Is Ursula?
I'm going to watch this for you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to lie, but I'm excited to see it. And because everyone's talking about it.
Right. That's definitely one of the live actions that I'm actually excited for.
Right. Yeah. I still also have to see Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, when am I gonna have time to see this? When am I gonna have time to go to the movies?
I just saw the new Ant-Man movie. That was pretty good.
Was it? My brother wants to go see the new Spider-Man.
Oh, I feel like everyone wants to go see that too.
It's just all right now, just like a bunch of it. What's funny is I feel like I go months without feeling like anything's coming out or like there's nothing to go see, and then all of a sudden it's just boom, 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 all of a sudden.
I feel the exact same.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, should we just do a sprint?
We can, yeah.
Emergency sprint? How long are we thinking?
I'm always down for 45 to an hour, so whatever you're feeling.
Let's do that.
Okay.
I have a screen. I made a little screen thing. Okay. 45. And we have some ambiance to, not sit in silence.
Beautiful.
All right. Let's start a sprint. Oh, wait. Okay. Can you hear that?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. Cool.
See you in 45.
Hello.
Hi.
How was your reading?
Good. I got 48 pages in.
Okay, I got 36.
Nice.
Yeah.
So now I remember something about the book, the poems.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as it got into that format, I was like, yep, now I know.
Now I remember. Now I am. Once the names came into like view, I was like, okay, I remember the names.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because my brother's name is Corbin, so reading this, I'm just like reading about a brother named Corbin. I'm like, that's weird.
Now you're going to be like, oh, I am the main character.
I am the main character.
But I'm liking it so far.
Yeah, I'm liking it so far. I'm kind of liking the like enemies to lovers vibe going on.
Mm-hmm.
And also the how Miles' point of view is like flashbacks. That's kind of cool too.
Yeah. I just know that his backstory is going to hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And just knowing Colleen Hoover, something is going to happen with Cap. And I'm like,
I know Cap is already like obviously going to be such an important character. And like, I'm like, no, not the, I can tell he's like just this precious guy. But I'm excited to see where it kind of ends up with Miles now, like how it leads to that. Yeah. I love flashbacks.
What happened with Rachel?
I know who like this Rachel character is such like a mystery.
Mm-hmm.
Such a mystique character.
I feel like going into any of her books now, I'm like, how many things can I pick out that are gonna hurt?
I know. Now you know to kind of prepare yourself for like different things that this could hurt. This could hurt. But I'm liking it. I'm honestly feeling pretty good about this one. I feel like going into like other books, I was like, okay.
Yeah, like tread lightly.
Yeah, but this one honestly,
it's really quick too.
It is really quick.
Now, whether that's because of the poems or not, but
I don't know. I feel like Colleen Hoover books usually do read pretty fast for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like those, Colleen Hoover's one author that I can read really fast, unlike some other books. Not sure if it's just the romance, but
not that I've ever tested the theory, but I feel like if you get in a reading slump, she's a good author to try to get you out of it. Unless you have a lot of triggers.
What's funny is I've usually gotten into reading slumps after reading Colleen Hoover.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Is interesting. Like, I get what you mean by her, because she's like, it's like fast reads, whatever, and they're like good to like suck you in. But for some reason, I just like always end up in. I don't know if it's just because I'm like always just like, now what after her books.
Yeah.
But
see that.
Yeah. But I'm getting out of reading some now, so I'm kind of testing your theory.
I'm excited to see what you think of it.
I'm excited to see the progress too, and like our thoughts. I know I'm gonna be texting you. Just like, where are you? What this thing just happened?
What's happening? What are you feeling?
Yeah, I can already see that happening. Snapchats, just like
seriously.
We're gonna end up saving like all of these crying selfies.
We're gonna have thumbnail content for years to come.
Oh yeah. Now we just have to do like reading sprints of just sad books because of all these crying face pictures. Like that's it. But
I can't wait for that.
Oh yeah, all that content. Just the collage of crying.
You're gonna have a playlist on your channel of crying reading sprints.
Yep. I'm gonna make a TikTok of just like a compilation of crying pictures.
You're like, if you want to read Colleen Hoover, watch this first.
No, my like photo dump, my next photo dump on bookstagram.
Oh gosh.
Crying. And I just
that'll be so funny.
Sobbing.
You know how you can like collaborate with Instagram users now? Instead of just tagging, that would have to be like a collab.
Yeah. It would be on both of our feeds. Yeah. That would be amazing. Just both of us just crying on everyone's feeds.
I know. I feel like that's not something most people advertise, but it sounds like our brand. So
honestly, that's becoming our thing. It's just crying over books.
We're the trendsetters.
We are. We're just gonna be like, now everyone's gonna be like crying everywhere on social media.
I love it.
We're here for it. Honestly,
we're just all holding hands, crying in a circle.
Yeah, literally. Honestly, and then whenever we meet, we can just be sobbing together in person.
Then we get our crying pic in person.
Literally together.
Goals.
We're just like crying. Yeah. Whenever we do meet up, though, oh my gosh.
I know. A party.
We need to have that happen.
It'd be so fun.
I just saw a bunch of the Rumi or Christine from the Rumi's Digest and Jayla and like everyone meeting up in New York. And I was like, oh my gosh, the vibes.
I know. They always look so fun.
The good vibes.
Imagine if we met and we went to a Colleen Hoover signing together.
Honestly, iconic.
No, really.
Like, no, and then we can be crying with Colleen Hoover.
Oh my gosh. Can you be in our crying pic?
Can you?
She's like, do you guys need therapy? We're like, kind of.
I can see her being like, okay, I'll cry with you.
Right.
No, oh my gosh. Honestly, I think we need to meet up and just go see The Ends with Us. Together.
Oh my gosh, yes. That is such a good idea. I totally forgot that was the thing that's happening.
Oh my gosh, it's really funny seeing everyone being like hating the pictures.
I know.
And like the outfits. Crazy.
Listen, with the name like Lily Bloom.
What do you expect?
Exactly.
Like, honestly, it's really funny though. People were being like, why does she look homeless? And I'm like,
just let it be.
It's so funny too because Colleen Hoover's working with the production of this movie, and it's like, this isn't what I pictured. This isn't how I saw it in my head. But the author of the book,
right,
is working on it. Like,
I think she knows what she's envisioning.
Right. I'm like, just let it come all together. Hang on a sec. Like,
well, and that's probably so much pressure on her too, because obviously reading a book, it's so much different for everybody. Even if you have like all the features down, like it's still like this person can look like anything.
Exactly. Yeah, it would be so hard. Like, now there's all these expectations on it. Like, it wasn't like when she was writing her books, she could just, it was whatever. Like, now there's all these people just watching her every move and like picking on every decision she makes.
Especially like when the movie comes out and there's so many opinions from people who don't know the book.
Right. There's going to be a lot of those too.
Yeah, it would be scary to be an author.
Oh yeah. My mom co-writes books with her friend, and she just published a book, and I was like, I could never. I don't know how you did this.
That's so exciting though.
Yeah, it was the book on my story.
Oh yeah.
Because I was like, it's just National Donut Day. I helped them with their social media, and they're like doing all these donut things. And then today I went for work too, because I also do social media for like an internship. And we got like 20 donuts today.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, I think I've had enough donuts for a while.
Yeah, you're like, I'm good until next year.
I don't even usually love donuts. If I'm being like, donuts are not my top choice for like any type of treat.
Yeah, I definitely have to be in the mood.
Yeah, there's like a specific mood. But the Krispy Kreme chocolate with sprinkles, those ones I'm like always in the mood for.
I don't have a Krispy Kreme near me. I only have a Dunkin' near me. And typically if I go to Dunkin', I get coffee, and I can't have like sweet and sweet. It's too much.
Gotcha.
So I definitely just have to be there.
When I go to Dunkin', or usually when I get coffee in general, I get like a breakfast sandwich or something savory.
Same here.
But I wish I had a Dunkin' near me, because I have one that's like 20 minutes away from me, and that's the closest one. But I'm like, if I had one near me, I would go to it so much, which is probably bad, but I love Dunkin'.
I only have Dunkin' near me. I don't have like Starbucks or Tim Hortons or anything.
Really?
Yeah. It's like, it's either Dunkin' or McDonald's.
That's so funny, weird to me, because I have a Tim Hortons, there's weirdly so many Starbucks, but they're all like in stores.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's also a Big B, which I think is like just a Midwest thing.
There's a Starbucks in the Target near me. Mm-hmm. It's still like 20 minutes away, but it's like a thing where you know not to go there because all the high schoolers work there.
Yeah.
It's like, do we really trust children to make our drinks?
It's funny. There's a Starbucks in a family fair, like by the high school near me, and so every time you go there, like, okay, first of all, it's usually closed because it's so understaffed. But every time you go there, especially if you go in the morning, it's either high school teachers or high school students there,
mm-hmm.
and the whole high school, like, just mobs the place.
Oh yeah, that's how our Dunkin' is.
Mm-hmm.
It's either you get there at like 6 or you're gonna be late to school.
Right, and it's funny because the main Starbucks, which is the like actual chain, is never that busy. Like you might have a little bit of a wait even if you mobile ordered, mm-hmm. but like it's never as bad as the one literally right next to the school.
Mm-hmm.
So you could go to the one 10 minutes away and get there before someone who went to the one across the street.
Right.
Like, which is just hilarious to me.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But the things people do for their coffee before school.
I know. I'm trying all June. I'm trying not to have caffeine, and I'm already feeling it.
Day 2.
I know, it's already difficult.
I've been trying to do money stuff, like saving my money.
Mm-hmm.
I just got a new tattoo, though.
I know. I saw that. I love it.
Thank you. It's right now. But I was like, yeah, this one was like an exception to my money saving.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been trying to do like a couple things a month, and that's it.
Mm-hmm. You're like, once I do this, then I can start being serious.
Right.
Until you find the next thing.
Yeah. But now that I actually have like a decent job, I'm like, okay, all this money needs to actually be in my bank account by the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna scream.
Right.
Because, I had a bad 2022. My bank just my numbers were going down. It was bad.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I felt that.
Don't ask me what happened or where that all went.
No, seriously. Mm-hmm. I actually blacked it out.
Yeah.
So I really don't know.
What's funny is I just blamed the fact that I was like getting out of high school. I was just going through it.
Mm-hmm.
I went to shopping and eating out and coffee and.
Yeah. I just saw a TikTok that was like, my red flag is that I don't think cash is real. Like, if I don't see the number drop in my bank account, nothing was spent. I'm like, literally. Gosh, that is me.
Yeah, I went to Tim Hortons today, and I had a $5 bill. I was like, I don't want a mobile order because I can use my cash. And then I looked on my app, and I was like, this free donut thing with a purchase was only on mobile order.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, do I just use my card so I can get this reward?
Mm-hmm.
Or just use the cash so that it doesn't look like I went to Tim Hortons?
Right.
Can you guess which one I chose?
It's such a trick of the mind.
It is. It's literally like just gaslight yourself.
Mm-hmm. We're so good at it.
It's really funny because I was babysitting yesterday, and the amount of times I was like basically gaslighting the child.
I mean, start them young. They have to know that they have to know how to defend against it.
Yeah, it was just. I'm trying to remember what I was even doing, but it was really funny.
I accused my mom of gaslighting me the other day. You know the TikToks of the cats, and it's like, P for Papa's Pupty. So all of these cats had the biggest stomachs, and I was like, and I sent her one, and I was like, I'm almost convinced that you gaslit me into thinking my cat was huge, because my cat was not as big as these cats.
That's funny. I saw one, and I was like, this cat is not okay, because it was huge, first of all, but then in the caption it said it was like 40 pounds.
Oh my Lord.
I was like, that's not okay. Like, you should get this cat checked out. Get a diet or something. It was bad.
Lord.
My brother's cat is pretty big, but he's been on a diet. Mm-hmm. But my kitten that we have is huge, like just naturally like a really big cat. Mm-hmm. So I'm nervous with it. Like he's not even barely a year old, and he looks big. Like I don't know what this cat's gonna grow up to be like.
I've always said it's better to cat, the more to love.
Right, exactly.
And I stick by that.
Yeah. Have you read any of Abby Jimenez's books?
I have. I read the one with the word playlist in it. I can't remember what the full title is, but it's a pink cover.
Happy Ever After Playlist?
Yes, I've read that one, and I read Part of Your World, and I have yours truly.
I just read Happy Ever After Playlist, and I loved it so much, but I didn't realize until I started it that it was part of a series.
Yeah, no, I didn't either.
So now I need to read Friend Zone, but I couldn't get Friends. I've been getting it from the library. I couldn't get Friend Zone, so I have the third one in the series, Life's Too Short. But I'm realizing that all her books are like standalones, but all the characters are like intertwined, which I kind of love. I'm like, okay, this is fun.
I love that too. Even with companion series like that, though, I still feel like I have to read them in order. When really you don't. It's just my brain being like, no, if there's more in the series. And I'm like,
yeah, that's what I was thinking when I was like reading this middle book in this trilogy, basically trilogy. And I was like, do I just keep going this way or do I jump back
right
at the end? Like, but I'm gonna try to do the Part of Your World series.
I really liked Part of Your World.
I'm excited to read it.
It was so good. Her, Abby Jimenez, and Emily Henry, it's like you can't get away from them on social media.
Literally, especially like Emily Henry right now. It's probably because Happy Place just released. But I've been like everyone I follow in the book world, and even just like being on Book Talk, like For You page, it's all Emily Henry.
I'm not even gonna lie, it was the easiest 5-star I gave this year. Happy Place.
Was it? I still have to read it. Well, okay. I tried reading People With Me on Vacation, which I've heard is like kind of her worst one. But I tried reading that and DNF'd it. So I need to get into like Beach Read or something.
I've seen people start with Happy Place, and I'm like, personally, I think that's such a bad idea because I think it's her best writing. So anything you read after that is just going to let you down. Not that her stories aren't good. It's just not as good.
Right. She's got a good one right now, like her latest release. I guess it's good that I started out the DNF though. Then I'm like, now I'm not feeling it, but it's a good one.
I feel like for me, it's Happy Place, Book Lovers, Beach Read, and then People We Meet on Vacation.
Okay. I'll read Beach Read next then.
Yeah.
Yeah. People We Meet on Vacation, like it started off fine, and then it just was like, it just felt like nothing was happening. But yet I was reading like 100 pages in.
Right. I started the audio, and then I think I got like 60% in, and I was like, I have no idea what's happening. And I just started all the way over.
Yeah. I was like, what's going on? Like, it was cute at first. Like, I was like, okay, I like this. What's going to happen? And then I just kept asking myself, what's going to happen?
I think people don't realize that her books aren't really like romance books. They're like literary fiction with a subplot of romance. I think People We Meet on Vacation probably has like the most romance of all of them.
Right.
So I think it's just like an expectation thing.
That's true. She is. I do like see her being so categorized as romance. And especially I feel like with all the like covers having two people on it and like romance readers reading her and loving her, it definitely does set like the expectations.
Yeah. I remember when Book Lovers came out, everyone was so annoyed that they were like, no, this is like a story about sisters. And I'm like, all right, so before I go into it, I'm going to set my expectations correctly.
Yeah. Adjust what you're expecting. Adjust what this book is about.
Right.
That's when going into books like blindly is kind of nice. Like even with all the like hype around books, like just kind of like block it and just be like, okay, I don't know what to expect. Like at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love going to books. I used to only really do that with thrillers. It always annoyed me when I knew some twists in the beginning, and then I'm like, well, that was annoying. But even with romance now, because even with like ugly love,
exactly. Yeah.
I wouldn't have never known where it was kind of going at first.
Yeah.
But so now I'm excited to keep going.
I think I have one more sprint left in me. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but I feel like I'm getting like a sore throat.
No, I can. Yeah, I think we can do like one more for sure.
Okay.
But whenever you're done, we can. Whenever we gotta call it good. But did you want to do 45 minutes again, or?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll do 45 minutes again.
So
Get this. Hello.
Hello.
I got to page 92.
I got to 101. I just got there. I've already had moments where I've caught myself smiling.
I'm already like, and now I'm like, the trope that I thought it was is kind of like switching.
Same here.
Friends with benefits.
I
was like looking at the back. I was like, wait, let me make sure.
Oh, right.
But yeah, but I'm liking it.
So am I. I feel like it's the way to go when going into a Colleen Hoover book. You can't know anything.
Exactly. That's why I've kind of set that like expectation for myself. Like that's what kind of started it. Was like thrillers and then Colleen Hoover, and now I do it with everything. But Colleen Hoover especially because you never know what's gonna happen.
Exactly.
Like it could be going one way and then it's another.
I loved the orange juice line where she was like, I think orange juice is my favorite thing ever now.
Yeah. And then it was so funny when she was like, say ox. And I was like, that's so random. Was there going to be a meaning? And then she's like, that's my favorite word now.
I love it.
And then her dad makes me. When I just read, well, he's not gay.
Oh my gosh, that part was so funny.
I was dying. I was like, iconic, honestly. One of the
for 3 years you thought he was gay? That's crazy.
That was hilarious though. I was like, no way, he's seriously. But I mean, for being a guy at his age,
right,
that's
well, and it makes more sense as to why Corbin isn't very he isn't really worried, right?
Like he usually should. Yeah. Makes sense.
But the mom knows everything.
I know, she just is like, I know, it's funny how I feel like this is kind of the perfect, like the mom's always the one knowing everything, like the gossip, who you go to gossip, and then the dads are just oblivious, but then also
the dad walks in and he's like, well, you're definitely not gay.
Yeah, dad. Oh, I love it. If this was like a movie, I could instantly tell. Be like an iconic actor would have to play him, and it would be just like this iconic role, even if it's just this small part.
Yeah, I feel like something people don't normally talk about is how like funny Colleen Hoover's writing is.
Yeah, her books are really funny, and even there's just like these one-liners and like I don't know. Some of these are supposed to be like, I mean, they're supposed to be kind of guilty pleasures. So like, there's gonna be the funny moments.
Yeah.
I feel like people are so hung up on the like really emotional or triggering moments or books.
Yeah.
That's probably why.
But it's also so fun picking up on the little things that other people talk about, like the orange juice thing. Like I remember people talking about that now, and I'm like, I get it.
It's funny. This is like going back to watching like shows you watched as a kid, but you were not supposed to watch as a kid, and then now you're like, I get these jokes, I get these references.
That's the best feeling.
Yeah.
One of the very things that's amazing about growing up.
Right. I feel like that with Friends or like the sitcoms, because I would always see it on the TV at my house, but now I'm watching it myself.
Well, even like just Disney movies, like the little things that they put in for adults.
True. The like Disney Channel shows when they have like, It's funny watching an entire episode or movie on TikTok.
Oh my gosh, I do that. I was just doing that with Zach and Cody, and I was like, maybe I should just rewatch it.
Maybe I should just go to Disney.
Maybe.
What's funny though is like I don't want to, but like when I see it on TikTok, I'm like, okay, I'll watch this episode.
Yeah.
I don't know what. Yeah, it's funny.
No, I get it.
Have you heard of the new Stephen King movie?
No, what one?
The Boogeyman. I was during that sprint. I was like reading and also texting my sister because we were gonna go see it. I was like spontaneously, "You want to go see this movie?" After the sprint, and so we're gonna see it. But I didn't even know it was really happening because no one's talking about it.
I'm not even gonna lie. I don't really like any of his movies.
Oh, you don't?
No, I don't know why. I'm not a horror movie consumer because my mind likes to run with any type of idea. So I'm like, probably shouldn't see that because I'm going to think something's going to happen to me. I remember reading, I think, Salem's Lot. Or no, it was Pet Cemetery. And I was like, I would look at my cats like, are you going to do something?
And what's funny is, like, people don't, like, this has to come from somewhere. Like, obviously, he's just, like, his mind is cuckoo. But it's like, he has to come up with these somewhere and somehow. Right. Like, he's not just going to be like, whoa, this is an idiot. Like, so it's kind of creepy. But my sister's obsessed. Well, I hate clowns, so I've never seen it. But she's obsessed with it.
Have you ever read it?
No, it's so big.
I think it took me like 2 weeks. But if you read it, I don't know if it's the same as the movie because I've never seen the movie. But it's not about a clown. It's just about like an evil entity, and it's like it like materializes as your greatest fear.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense, actually. Yeah.
That and I think 11/22/63 are the biggest books that I've ever read.
11/22/63 actually sounds really interesting.
It's my favorite Stephen King.
Okay. I would try to make it through the length for that book, I think.
Well, don't tell anyone, but there's an audiobook on YouTube.
Oh.
That you could just like double speed.
Love the workarounds for everything.
I was trying to read it not last year, but the year before, right before I was going to the lake, because I really did not want to carry that big book around with me. And I did it, and I loved it.
Yeah. I feel like maybe I would, because I want to also try to get into ebooks. Maybe I could try like the big, thick books because you kind of don't realize how big of a book it is. That could be like getting through 2 different things at once.
That's how I'm reading Fourth Wing. But even like the physical book, it doesn't look like it's 600 pages.
Is it the book you held up? That's okay. Because I was like, wait a second. Okay, but yeah, there's what book was it? I was reading like a 500 page. Oh, I read The First to Die at the End. Did you read it? They both die at the end.
Yes, I haven't.
The prequel to that is like much longer. And it was the longest book I had read in a while because in 2022 I read like shit, but it was actually pretty long. I think it was 500 pages, but it read super fast.
Yeah, I think I read that one in 2020, the original book.
Me
too. He's an author that I have difficulty reading. I don't know why.
Yeah. I haven't read any of his other stuff. I know there's a lot more to read from him, but it ends with, oh my gosh. They both die at the end. I loved, like, I read it super quick, and I read it when I was still doing like readathons and like weekend readathons or whatever, like 24-hour readathons. I read it really fast for me at the time.
Yeah, I think I had it on audio. And it was a quick, like, just day read.
Yeah. If you read that and, like, for the characters, like, if you loved the characters, the prequel would be really fun.
I might have to check it out. I'll definitely have to reread the original, though.
Yeah. I was worried I would have to reread It Ends With Us when I read It Starts With Us. But I think I just looked up, like, different summaries and different, like, quick, like, notes. And then also it just, like, kind of, like, if you remember, like, sort of what happened, the prequel is fine.
That's what I did with Amari and the Night Brothers. I just looked up quickly what happened at the end just to remind myself to go on to the next one.
Yeah. It's funny because well, obviously now I know the meaning of the titles, but when It Starts With Us first came out, I was so confused by the titles. I was like, wait a second. And then I kept starting to get confused. Because now It Starts With Us is more natural than It Ends With Us.
Yeah.
In my brain, it's newer. So I was like, wait, which one? And it's not a prequel. My brain. Too many books too.
I know, seriously.
I don't know what I would do if I didn't have Goodreads.
I know. I went book shopping today with my grandmother, and I keep telling her to get Goodreads because she goes into Barnes and she's like, I've read so many books by this author and I don't know which ones I haven't read. In my head, I'm screaming, I'm like, Goodreads.
Yeah. I was at Barnes one time with my friend and I was waiting for her to go to the bathroom. So I was just looking, and this old couple came by me and I was just eavesdropping, and she was picked up the book by Prince Harry. And then she's like, oh my gosh, I've been wanting to read this, blah, blah, blah. And then she's like, okay, I'm gonna have to get that from the library, and then walks away. And I'm like, it's so funny seeing that because I would have been on my phone marking as one, looking at the everything, and she was just quick looking at the book, picked it up, put it back down. And
it's so funny seeing non-readers browse a bookstore. Or if you see a random person pick up one of your favorite books and you're just like, I know you don't know me, but that book changed my life.
Yeah. It's so funny how introverted readers seem, and then you go to a bookstore and they're instantly friends. It's like the kids at a playground, we'll just bond really quick over this.
Exactly. I love it.
And then it's fun seeing non-readers reading. I'm like, oh my gosh, you read? Oh my gosh, you're reading this? Let me talk to you about it.
I got my little sister into the Good Girls Guide to Murder series, and she is not a reader, but she read the first book in 2 days, and I was amazed.
Oh my gosh. It's always so proud when your recommendation goes good. It's scary, but then when it does do good, I'm like, yes. My friend read, I loved The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I know it has decent reviews, but I know it has a lot of mixed reviews too. But I recommended it to her because I feel like we have similar tastes. She likes historical and fantasy and stuff, and kind of is flat. So I was like, read this, and she loved it. And I was so nervous because she was taking forever to read it. But that was just her being slow. But then also because I know there's so many mixed reviews, I was like,
yeah,
this was one of the first fantasies that I really loved. And actually really
I should reread it. I remember loving it. It's just been a while.
Yeah. I remember what's funny is it was in 2022 when I read that, and that was the year that I was terrible at reading and read 20 books.
Which at least you found a favorite out of them.
Yeah, I found a favorite that year. So that was good. But I loved that book.
That's how I feel about The Diviners, minus the last book. The last book shouldn't have even been written. But I think that's my most reread series. And anytime I see that someone hasn't read it, I'm like, please give it a chance. It's so good.
Yeah. I don't reread books a lot, ever. And I kind of wish I did read more. And I also am terrible at series. Because I'll read the first book of a series, no problem. But then I won't want to keep going.
I've gotten a lot better at reading series, I think, just because I don't want the potential to have to reread the books. So I try to at least read a series within the month.
That's smart. It's funny because I'm always okay, what do I do now? And I'm always obsessing over the book and watching videos about it or whatever. But then I'm like, okay, why do I not like to read series if I'm like this?
Well, there's always the potential that it's going to let you down too, which is never fun.
Yeah, that's true. I'm a standalone girl though, for sure. But
yeah. Well, this was fun.
This was fun.
We will definitely have to do it again.
We will, and we'll have to. Oh my gosh, I'm excited to see how the book keeps going.
I'm excited for our DMs about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be texting you like just sobbing. I'm like, that's gonna be how we initiate the next conversations. We're just gonna sob to each other, and then we'll be like, "What? Where are you?"
Exactly.
But, anyways, thank you so much for coming and joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it was super fun. We'll have to do it again, but sooner than last time.
Yes, I agree.
All right. Bye.
Bye.